Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, I can hear. Uh,
Okay.
you are interested.
Yeah, I'm actually using my work laptop, so I don't have access to my Gmail. Uh, so if someone can share their screen, we can look at if we have anything in the office hour notes to go over.
Uh, Chris, Chris, is Chris doing that?
I thought it was outside or something. Can you do it? Can you
Yeah,
just share your screen?
I'm not working, so I can't do it. So there's someone else.
Okay. Yeah, I can do it. Wait a minute.
Yeah, I mean you're already a Jenkins X maintainer, I guess. We should uh, we should talk about it. Uh, there should be the link to, yes. I don't think I've added anything. So, what is the date today? August
30.
20, already 30, yeah. Okay. Time flies by. August 30, 2022.
Hmm. Right.
Does copy paste not work anymore?
I don't know why, but nothing works.
Um, okay.
Okay, my keyboard is not working. I don't know why.
Okay, then. I think I should be able to add things even if, because it's like open to everyone anyways. So, let me check. Yes.
Now I can write.
Okay. Agenda. Okay.
Um, yeah, I can give an update. Mhm. Can I?
Where were we? 449?
410. Yeah. 449.
9. Okay.
Yes.
Um, oh, why did I delete? Yeah, so if you want to give the update, I just put some notes. So go ahead.
Yeah, I can give a brief update. Clear this. I have, so this is the make file. Okay, and I think I have some changes. Yeah, it's just not. Make this will basically build a build the front end and a back end, uh, both packages, and then create a record. So building a document currently.
Do you have the latest main so that we are on 449 and not some older version of SvelteKit?
Yes.
Okay.
I think there is a new release of Storybook.
Did
I
they
think,
finally go to the version that fixes the issue with trim?
I need to see that. I'm not sure.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't really do much with Storybook, to be honest. We should be. And it's great for like
Yes.
documentation and component development. And yeah, we also need to take a look at all of the warning messages that are there in the build. I think you fixed few of them. I need to start fixing the other ones. So
yeah, Tailwind has some new things, so that needs to be fixed.
Yeah, the color adjust needs to change to print color adjust, but yeah.
And
yeah,
so
if you then go to localhost 9200,
yes.
I think you can see.
And
We should, by the way, just start changing the pipeline to actually, like, that number should be really, indicative of how many pipelines you have at this moment. It's just a hard-coded value.
Yeah.
That we haven't changed yet.
I have a branch for that, but that's just Goku, and still need to update it into
actually,
the front end.
Thinking about it, this would be a nice place for using Svelte Store, because I don't want to fetch once when I'm in the dashboard and then go again to pipelines and fetch again, right? I can just store it in let the store do it, and then this component can subscribe to the store, and so does the pipeline component. It can also subscribe to the to like a central store. And state management in Svelte and SvelteKit is like dead simple, so it's not that hard to actually implement it. So
Okay.
yeah, I think that like this would be a good use case for like stores. Okay, so you can go to pipelines.
Now, if I go to a pipeline, I can see the tag, and
Yes,
we
this
have all
was
the
a good one.
details.
Yes, I think the tag really looks nice. I mean, at least looks nice to me.
Yeah. I can see another pipeline. Let's see some fail one.
Did you merge the fix where it actually does the cross for like fail, because it was showing tick
No.
for all of them. So yeah, we need to get that
Yeah.
branch merged, and it needs to be
Yes.
rebased with the latest master and needs tests before we can merge it.
Yeah, the
So
tests are in progress. I still need to
okay,
make sure, like, yeah, there is a test case that is currently in progress. So I'll
okay,
update that and then we can merge it.
yeah.
Yeah.
So just a bit
But
of background on SvelteKit upgrades. We were, I think 3-4 days back, we were in a version that was more than 6 months old, which may not seem like a lot. In Go, being 6 months old is like 1.18, so which is like the second most like recent version. But SvelteKit is still not GA. It's still like beta, and so they are coming out with a lot of versions every few days. Actually, yesterday I think the latest version was 449 or 447,
7.
and now they already have 456 or 455. So they're moving really fast and fixing a lot of things. So there were a lot of not a lot, but there were at least 3 or 4 breaking changes in SvelteKit. So the way we are going forward with upgrades of SvelteKit is we will try every week to be on the latest tag, that I mean on the latest like release of SvelteKit, and in the package.json we have pinned the exact version. So before it was just next, like the package.json used to be just next. So if I do a npm update, or a new person does npm install, it would just get the latest version. And like given the kind of changes they're making, like they changed the entire way like routing works.
Yeah.
Then they upgraded the version of Vite, which is the which is an alternative to Webpack, which is being used by Svelte, by SvelteKit. And yeah, they keep on changing a bunch of stuff, and I mean I totally get it because it's not GA yet, and so they can keep on doing all those changes. So what we are going to do though is we will try to be on top of things, and every week at least try to be on a more like recent version of SvelteKits. So that's the plan going forward. We'll see how well that pans out. But yes.
And the
So
commands that I run just now, make docker, make build dot docker
yes, we
dot
need
local.
to fix that documentation, but that's fine. It's just
Yeah.
like it just needs make instead of only build.docker.local. So make
Yeah.
build.docker.local. I think the next step would be to import it into the Jenkins X org while the repository is in Jenkins X org. We haven't imported it into our Jenkins X installation. I think at this point it makes sense. And once that is done, we will make it available in the version stream. And this should so we will try to make it a drop-in, like it should be a drop-in, like replacement for the current UI. Like nothing should change for you. That's the idea. Once that happens, it will be, like available in the version stream. I'm going to run it in my own, like test cluster as well, just to see that it works in a way I expect it to work. And once all of that works, we will probably write a blog post with any, like migration guide if it's, like required. If there are any breaking changes, which I don't really expect them to be. So yeah, that's the plan. Yes, some work has been done in the past few weeks around the JX UI, the GSOC project. So yeah, I think we are going the right way, almost. We still have few things that like we need to fix around branch naming, like instead of saying PR hyphen,
Yes.
we want to change it to the real branch. At this point, we actually read it from the pipeline, like activity, which does not have the real name of the branch. So we will see how we can get the real branch. But that's it, I guess. Unless Rajat has something else to add.
No, I don't think so. Anything. If you want, we can talk about the future things that we will be planning to do. I mean,
Yeah,
few
well,
of them are done. I mean, so stop pipeline. There's still a PR open, and display. No, stop pipeline is done.
this is done already.
It's
It should be closed.
Yes. Yeah.
We can do that. Like we can close it later, but
Okay. Yeah. That is done, and pipeline being timed out or cancelled reason.
I thought this was done.
Yeah, it is done. There is a PR open that needs to be merged in JX pipeline.
Okay.
Yes, and
Release
then
pipeline.
yeah, yes, and then it needs to be like added in the uh, here as well in the UI, so that user can see the status and the reason.
Okay.
And then tag visual representation of pipelines. It's working, but there still need some work still needs to be done. There is a PR open, and the reactive, like it should update with the updating of the status, which is not
Yes.
happening currently. So
Yeah, you need to do a
one more thing.
refresh. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Like I think that's kind of that's the next tasks. But if you compare it to the current UI, I think I mean we don't have that feature anyways in the old UI. So so changing it should not be a big issue. So yeah, I think that is fine. Like that should not stop us from making it available in the version stream. The most important thing for the version stream is to ensure that the ports are the same, the service accounts and all those things are working. Like the RBAC stuff is working, and it actually runs in the Kubernetes cluster. That's important. And the links from the GitHub comments or the GitHub, like status checks actually goes to the right, like URL. It should not break existing, installs. And that SSO works, but that's not done at the UI level. It's done with, Jenkins X. So that should continue to work. We should just be copying all of the like manifests that exist for the old UI into the new one, and that should just work. Okay, if you can go back to the notes
page.
Yes, can you? Yeah. Okay, so supply chain secure, that's the other project. I think Osama is not here today, but for supply chain, we actually gave a talk at the CDF SIG supply chain like meeting. I think it was well like received. We talked about generating
SBOM.
like SBOMs, and also like verifying, scanning them using Gripe. So the talk is available on YouTube. I will post it in the dev channel, and the link to the slides are all, so the slide is also in the CDF like repository, if anybody is like interested to take a look at it. We also have tasks in the pipeline like catalog, if you want to add it to your pipeline and install Sift and actually run it, so that you can also generate your like SBOMs. Again, we have only done it for Go, so if you are going to scan anything like related to Java, for example, I like it should work in principle. I'm just not sure, and I haven't taken a look at that yet. Maybe like Christoph can take a look at it, because I think he has some Java stack, right? Is he here?
Yeah, sure. What was the last thing you said again about as was it about new pipeline for the SBOM things?
Yes. So
Mm.
we can write a blog post on that. I will ask like Osama to write one, so that we know how to do it. But it's already in the pipeline, like catalog.
Yeah.
We are generating like SBOMs for JX pipeline and JX. We will now expand it, like, so our pipeline, our release pipeline was broken for some time. It's partially fixed now, like it works, so we can make sense of like it actually runs the pipeline and gives us status, like updates, but there are still some changes that need to be made. That's why it was not in the version stream. But now so now the updated, like catalog exists in the stream, so we can now use it with other, like repositories. We are planning to roll it out by the end of this week. That's one of the tasks for, like Osama. Apart from that, I think we are looking at, like Oras, which is a way, so it's basically a tool that can push your, like SBOM into the Docker, like registry. So in case of Jenkins X, we are only creating, like SBOM for the binary. And so if you go to the JX page, actually can, like Rajat, can you open the Jenkins X, like repository, GitHub repo? Thank you. If you click on the releases in the right-hand side, yeah. And if you scroll down, yes, you see the dot, go up. You see the dot, so there are, like the SBOM files for each archive that is created. So this is easy because this gets integrated with Go Releaser, which is what we use to actually publish the binaries. So, like storing, like the SBOM for the binaries is simple because you just put it in GitHub and you're totally fine. So we like, like binaries are not the only, like artifacts that Jenkins X creates. There is Docker, like images, and that image we put in GitHub package, like registry. And there is no way to push a non-image by using Kaneko. Like if it's not an image, then Kaneko can do a push. See, so, like Oras, actually, Rajat, can you type, like Oras so that we can, so ORAS and then CNCF. I should have put the link. Yes. Yeah. So this project can actually be used to push your, like artifacts into the Docker, like registry. We are going to do a test on it. So this was Osama actually, like found this out, and he's going to. I think so we already have a catalog task for installing, like Orus in your pipelines, but we have not, like tested it yet. So we are going to try it out with some of our Docker, like images, and then see if that actually makes any sense for us. I mean, it will make sense. It's just that we'll see if it works, and if it doesn't work, we will, like fix it. And we will also write a blog post on that, so other people can also start, like using this and start thinking about their, like supply chain. I mean, one of the goals of this GSOC project is that Jenkins X makes sense of its, like supply chain. And once we do that, then we also, like enable the end users of Jenkins X to also use these tools, and like so that it also helps them to have a more secure, like pipeline. Well, a more secure, like supply chain. Okay, but that is all I believe, unless Osama, if he was here, he would have probably asked. Maybe he would have said something, but that is it. So yeah, questions, comments, suggestions, I don't know. But that's just the GSOC updates. I think we are going along well. There are actually the midterm. So the midterm is already here. So both the GSOC contributors have been here for half of their term, like already. I think they're doing good work. I think the next steps would be to continue doing what they have been doing, and yeah. And since both of them are, actually I forgot to talk about it, or did I? So Rajat and Osama are now Jenkins X. I mean, not exactly, like maintainers, but maintainer in training, if that's even the right term. I think I have to come out with a better term. I mean, well, we have to come out with a better term. They were added to the Jenkins X org, like member. So congratulations to both of you. So yeah, we're very happy that I mean, at this point we have 6 maintainers of Jenkins X. I think that is important for the health of the project. So I hope, I mean, maybe, like next year, Osama and, like Rajat can actually float their own projects in GSOC, and so that, that like the maintenance burden is still don't know when they will become full-time maintainers. I think that is something for the TOC to decide. And so I think we will discuss about that in the next meeting, like the next, like TOC meeting. And maybe we should even, like tweet about it, right, Christopher?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, we should.
Okay, great.
There's a big increase in the number of maintainers. So
yeah, I mean, last year, September, October, I believe we had like almost no one.
Yeah.
I mean, James was
close
still there,
to
but
zero.
yeah, he was, like changing jobs and all those things. And, I mean, one of the reasons I've been a bit less active in Jenkins X is also because I changed jobs. So, I think now my timetable is pretty much set. So I should be able to get back to contributing a bit more to Jenkins X. I know there are a few tasks that are pending for a few months now, actually. I will get to all of them soon. But yes, that's great to have. I mean, it's like, great to have 6 maintainers. I think that's just awesome. There's a comment. I need to get better. Oh, somebody had to drop. It's fine. Okay. The last update from my end was our release pipeline was broken for a month, which is not that great. But so the reason for that was we use something called TF, like operator. And I will write some, like documentation because I've been trying to fix it. But basically you give it, like YAML file, and there you give it some, like manifests to run. Like you give it, hey, like this is my Terraform, like manifest, and then you give it some, like apply commands and all those things, and it just starts a pod in, like Kubernetes and runs all of the Terraform, say init, plan, and apply. So I think 1.5 months back, our internal GCP cluster got, like upgraded from 1.21 to 1.22. It was not done by any of the maintainers, but we just were a bit late in, like, like upgrading our like infrastructure. So GCP did it for us.
Nice.
Forcefully, and I think that's just a good thing. I think from now we should try to maybe be at like 1.23, 1.24, like as fast as they come out.
Yeah.
But yes, but as a consequence of that, the version of TF, like operator that we had was not compatible with 1.22. So we had to do an upgrade, and the upgraded version of TF, like operator that works with Kubernetes 1.22 broke a lot of our scripts that we used for running the end-to-end, like version stream PRs. And so initially it used to run all of its things as a job, like as like a Kubernetes job. So it would just so you had a controller which is installed in the TF system, like namespace. And when we create a test, or when you like open a pull request which creates a test using JX test, it would ask like the controller to like create a job. And then like the controller would have a job where it would run Terraform init, plan, and apply. But in the newer version, instead of using one job, it runs each of the Terraform steps in different pods. And so that was just breaking everything. Plus they made a lot of like changes. So they changed the name of some of the variables. They changed the way you can use custom, like image. Actually, like Rajat, can you go back to the Jenkins X GitHub repo? Yes, and go up, click on the JX thing. So if you scroll down, there is a Docker file, tfo hyphen, like GCP. So this image, this Docker file is used to create a custom image for our tests that run in the that run as part of the JX3 version, like end-to-end tests. So you can see the last line says cmd run dot like sh. So if you go back, there is a can you go back to the yes, and if you scroll down, I think the last file is run dot like sh, which is just like a shell script that we copied from the TF like operator. So we used to have a custom like image that would just run. And can you go to the JX3 like versions repo, please? But what it would do is it would just run those scripts. So it would have the custom image. So I showed you the Docker file for that. It would then just, okay, can you go up, go up, go. go to .lighthouse/JenkinsX. Click on pull request.yaml. Yeah, and you see, if you scroll down. Yeah, so it was using, so you can see, okay, can you go back now? So this is Jenkins X BDD, then job name, and then ci.sh. Click on, like BDD. There's a folder at the top, BDD. And if you search for GK, I think it's GC, sorry, click on, like GSM, sorry. Yes, GSM. There's a ci.sh file. Scroll down. Yes, so this is where, so line 15, it executes the terraform -ci dot, like sh file. Now go back one step, one more, scroll down. Yes, there is a terraform ci dot, no, go back, not here. I didn't tell you to click. Wait, there is a terraform -ci dot sh file. So yeah, this file actually runs the JX test command. So if you scroll down a bit, go down, keep on going down. Yes, well, it's all gone. Okay, so but just take my word for it. This one runs the test. If you keep on, like scrolling down. Yeah, go down. Yes, so there is a JX test command where it says line 232, JX test create, and then it takes a Terraform file, which by default is terraform.yaml.go.tmpl. So can you go back? And I'm just showing it so that it's in video. So if somebody else has to look at it, they can look at this. So click on the last line, Terraform, sorry, the last file, terraform.yaml.go.tmpl. So this is given to the controller. So this is so it creates a CRD of type, like Terraform. And so this is all of the like commands that we were given, like that we are, giving to it. A lot of things was changed here. So the post apply script was called post run script, and that would run inside of the special, image we had. But this, inside of, like the custom image. But now the custom image is a bit harder to use with the newer version. And that was just, so when I initially started to fix it, it was just like, it was, complaining that it's a root user, and by default, the TF, like operator starts a pod with a user, which is, like 2000. So what would happen is it would try to access, like resources that are only in the root folder, and it would just fail by saying, well, like access denied. So what I am doing here, and I think it's kind of a hacky thing, and I don't, like it. What it is doing is it's installing Terraform, JX, and all those things in the normal, in the vanilla image that the TFO, like operator has. Before, all of these steps were part of the TF. So if you go back to the JX repo, please. No, don't go back here.
JX repo.
Yes, go back to that file. Well, you have another tab. I wanted to show both of them side by side. Never mind.
Sorry.
That's okay. I didn't make it clear. Now go back here to the Terraform file. Yes, sorry, not Terraform. Image file. My bad. Docker file TFO GCP. Yes. And if you scroll down, you will see we were installing Terraform here. Then we were installing JX, and we were doing JX upgrade plugins. Now, if you go to the JX3 version repo, and if you scroll down, yes, click on that and scroll down, you will see in the post apply script, we are doing the same thing now. We are doing the JX upgrade plugins -- boot in line 72. In line 62, we are installing Terraform. We are installing JX in line 66. So whatever we were doing in that image, we are now doing it in this post apply script. It's not very, like efficient, because now every test is now going to make a network call. It's going to be unnecessarily slow, and if there is any network issue, it might break. So the next step is to figure out how custom images work, but more, like importantly, JX test and JX verify still look for the jobs. Like, that's the reason why a lot of the tests fail, and I just go and comment on them that, well, the test passed, because JX, like verify is not giving the right status, like update back to Lighthouse. And so that's just failing. I mean, to like GitHub, and so that's just failing, like the jobs. So it basically, like times out, because our tests keep on waiting for a job to be, like succeeded, whereas the TFO, like operator is not creating a job. Instead, it's creating pods, and so it just times out. But that's just the gist of it. I will write a documentation, because I think, it just makes better for like people to take a look at it, and if they have any, like suggestions on how to improve our end-to-end tests, I think that's just better. I don't want like people to waste their time reading up like that thing and figuring it out. If I know something, it's probably best to put it in the docs. I will try to get it done by the end of this week. But that was just a brief thing of how end-to-end tests work in Jenkins X, the version stream. But yeah, we will fix the remaining issues. But for now, it's like unblocked. So the version stream has been, I think we have been releasing Jenkins X versions for some time. So yeah, that's what I wanted to say. Too long, yes. Hope that made sense though. I think the last thing, if nobody else has anything to say, I think we need maybe next meeting we can have a chat about like versioning of Jenkins X. I think there were some really nice like suggestions that we had from people, and I think we need to get away from this like releasing every day and like breaking things unintentionally. That I think, you were in that Slack thread, right? There was some really good like suggestions from the community. I think I said that before, that I will write something, and I haven't, but I will write it. I've tried to get to it, and I think we should discuss about it.
Yeah, we need to handle releases in some way.
Yes, I think.
Yeah, so that's a very nice thing. If I don't know, sorry, I won't be here at the next meet, because that's when the open source summit is in Dublin.
Yes. Well, best of luck.
Well, thanks. So I don't know if we have time, and there are no other suggestions. If it's okay that that we discuss, or I can explain what I want to demonstrate in my talk, and then you can make some inputs.
Yeah. Hit me up. Do you want to? Are you going to do it now, or are you going to do it like later?
If it's fine by you.
Yeah. We have 13 minutes.
Yeah. So the title of the talk is
Do you want to share your
like
screen? Sorry, I'm not going to.
Oh, yeah, Ross.
Okay.
Yeah, I stopped sharing. You can share now.
Yeah, well, I don't have much to share really, but
You still have 2 weeks.
yeah, I have 2 weeks definitely. So let me just try to find the link to that conference. That would be a nice start.
Well, while you're finding that, Christopher, hi, I'm Andy, by the way.
Hi, Andy.
And one of the people that was talking to you about versioning.
Right.
Yeah.
Good.
Very keen to help with this. So we're running
Yes.
kind of development and production clusters, and getting a stable version stream release will make our lives a lot easier, and I suspect a lot of other people as well. So
Yes.
Yeah.
whatever I can do to help with that, I definitely rather help you guys sort it for the community than have to build something internally that then we maintain.
Yeah. So what I was thinking is we can start like writing a proposal in, like the enhancements, like repo. And then once I have it, I will post it in that thread, and then you can probably, like take a look at it and give, like, if it makes sense to you, just let us know. I mean, like, just, comment there. And then once we have something that we think is like makes sense for you, and like as well as the community and the maintainers, I think we can move forward with that. I will update the thread with the enhancement soon. Does that sound okay? Or
that sounds great. And
thanks for like all the I think you have been very active in Slack and like helping out people. So thanks for that.
why can't I spent a bit of time digging into
that's great.
and people help me, so kind of pass it on, right?
Yep. That's good. Great.
That's great. So can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. The other panel, Zoom panel, disappeared. So here's the program for the continuous delivery mini summit. So here you see that I propose to talk about shortening the feedback loop with preview environments in Jenkins X. So as you know, when in Jenkins X, you always get a preview environment when you create a pull request to merge something into master. And it spins up your application using the Helm chart and gives it some address on the internet, so you can kind of reach it, and it should work just like it would in a deployed scenario, except it doesn't have, or very often you would deploy it together with some other applications, like in a microservice context, where you have often a front-end application and a back-end application, and these two need to work together to be able to kind of be meaningful. So there are so you can say that the preview environment thing, as it works out of the box with Jenkins X, is very nice just to see that the Helm chart works and the application spins up, and it's nice for developers to do their tests sometimes. But if you want to have like end users or a product team or a QA personnel or some people who are not technical to test things out, they will need to do something more close akin to end-to-end test to have the more of the whole environment ready, or at least if it's testing a backend, then it needs the front end, and vice versa. If it's a front end, it needs to have a backend. So what you can do with Jenkins X preview environments, which I will demonstrate in the talk, is to add multiple resources into the preview preview Helm file thing, so that you actually set it up with multiple Helm charts. So that's one thing I want to demonstrate. And the next, doing that, you can actually get something that works very fine. The problem with this is it's kind of needs to be custom done for each of your applications. If you have a front-end application, you need to add the backend, and so that's one way to do it, and the other way around, you need to add the backend if you want to test the front. But another way, which we've been using, is to create. It's okay. Since you often deploy a set of microservices together, and to be sure that all these versions and dependencies between them are correctly set up, you can create some kind of Helm umbrella chart where you pack in all the Helm charts you need into one application, and then you can use that to deploy your application into your QA or production clusters, and then you also can actually use the Helm umbrella chart to deploy into your preview. And then you actually get a full environment with all the dependent microservices. And you can spin it up using preview URLs and test databases and so on. So that's how we can shorten the feedback loop with Jenkins X, so you can get the whole microservice in our microservice universe in the preview. Thank you.
Okay. So are you going to show a live demo or?
No.
Yes, good.
Absolutely not. I'm going to take screenshots.
Like one of the things I liked what the shipwright maintainer did in CDCon was take a recording of the entire demo and just show it. I think that just worked really well, and it was just great. Like people could actually see how things are moving, and everything is controlled, so you can do it 100 times before you get that one video. That's just perfect. Yep.
Yeah. So Andy, I don't know what's external name services.
Sorry, is there a comment somewhere?
Yeah, and there was commenting about.
Yeah, so I just messaged Christopher when he was talking about the front and back end. What we're doing in some preview environment is when a microservice uses other microservice we're also developing. In the preview environment, we create an external name record pointing at the last deployed version. So effectively the development environment in the cluster. So an external name is just a way to provide a local namespace name. And it translates to effectively a CNAME to the other
Oh,
one.
all right.
So
Yeah, I
in
see what
the,
yeah.
at the back end, we point the preview environment at the currently released back end.
Yeah.
But then we keep things like databases local to the preview environment, so we're not messing with state. What I don't really have a good solution for is if we want to test the back end, to have the front end pointing at it, because we always obviously want the last version, so we don't want to keep maintaining that.
Yeah, I see. But in practice, I've seen that often when you develop some API, it's also because you need to make a feature in the front-end application. So these often go together.
Yes, and we tend to handle that kind of streamed dependency thing by doing the most downstream one first, if that makes sense. So if the front end the extra functionality, we'll do the back end and then the front end. Otherwise you end up with that chicken and egg thing as to neither of them will work until the other one's finished.
Yeah.
So there's probably a whole bunch of different ways of doing this in preview environments. I just thought I'd share one that is currently working for us in some cases, in case it's helpful.
Yeah, it's very good. Just to know that people are doing this.
It would also be good if you want to write a blog post in Jenkins X about it, so that also other people can see what is being done, right, by Jenkins X users.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Okay, I need to drop off. It's already 12, and there's there's another meeting now, right? TOC.
Oh yeah, right.
Today, Tecton. I think they're going to have a discussion around like graduation of Tecton, and I think we also need to upgrade our Tecton versions. Yeah.
Yes.
And now that the version stream is working, I think it would be a nice time to get the 0.32.0 or sorry 0.32.4 at least out. We are on 29.0, which is very old. Okay. See ya.
Yeah. Then I can use ShipRite too. Okay. Yeah. See ya. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.